Wait, what day is it? Oh, it's Monday. I'm a day early. No, I'm a week late. As few of you might have noticed, we didn't publish anything last week. I was sick and extremely busy on the weekend. But not to ignore last week's news, here's everything that happened last week, up until Thursday. There's a new episode tomorrow as well that will finally catch us up to where we should be, so subscribe. Let's start with this. Remember the newest memory card company, Prograde, founded by ex-Laxar people? They're making news by announcing that they will not be making any XQD cards. Instead, they're jumping ahead to CFexpress. Now, raise your hands in the comment section if you would like a full-length video explanation of this. And while you do that, here's the gist. Aside from the very now standard SD cards, high-end equipment has been having a war of formats. On the one side, you have CFast cards. That are still in use today actually. Our Ursa uses them, the C200 uses these, and a few other cameras as well. And on the other side, you have XQD cards. Now, because of the buzz these two formats use, CFast is kind of at the end of the line, as we indefinitely wait to find out when SATA 4 will be announced. XQD, on the other hand, is rapidly growing, and CFexpress is the next evolution, even being backwards compatible with XQD with just a firmware update. It'll also allow for things like NVMe to make its way into cameras. Yes, the same technology we're seeing on desktop computers. Perfect example actually of how the development is more widespread. This is the reason for their decision, saying that CFexpress is the future and they'll be ready for it. Speaking of the future, if you're too tired of waiting, well, now you can make your iPhone look like it's from the future with this case, Shiftcam 2.0. It's an iPhone case with the snapping rail-like system on the back that will let you attach this lighty thing to it. It has 6 lenses on it, adding extra functionality to your iPhone while also making it look like it will 5 years from now, when 8 cameras on the rear is standard. Anyway, some of the things you get is a wide-angle lens, a tele lens, 2 macro ones for some reason, and a fisheye one. Wait, it's only 5. What? Anyways, if you can't tell by now, I think it's silly, but there's more. If you remove the clip on the back, which you'll definitely lose, but that's okay because now you can snap on this other thing. It's a wide angle for your front-facing camera. And if that's not enough, they also have these single lens clips that are pro-level lenses. In fact, they say that this is hands down the best lens you can get for your iPhone, period. Did they even know that Zeiss made some iPhone lenses? And for our last big tech story, Electron has released the ELB 500 TTL. It's an extremely portable strobe that is the size of a speedlight but has the power of a strobe, a studio strobe. It's a 500 watt rated light with a battery included that can deliver up to 400 full power flashes and has a recycle time of 2 seconds. Like the name suggests, it has TTL metering. For attachments, it has a Q mount, which is what Electron modifiers use apparently. It'll cost $1,900 and you can attach a second head for $500 bought separately, or $2,125 bundled. The battery packs are $1,250 when purchased on their own. So here are your non-tech drama stories that you missed last week. A 60-year-old photographer and a 22-year-old model have pleaded guilty and are walking away with a $300 fine each. Michael Warnock, the photographer, was charged with criminal solicitation, conspiracy, disorderly conduct, and narcotics possession. The model, Chelsea Guerrera, was charged with indecent exposure and disorderly conduct. Apparently, Chelsea responded to a Craigslist ad back in 2017, where Warnock was looking for a model willing to do a nude photo shoot. The location they chose? A busy shopping center in Pennsylvania at 11 a.m. Not long after, the police arrived, responding to at least one call from one of the shoppers, and found Guerrera posing for Warnock wearing nothing but thigh-high stockings and high heels. Guerrera later commented, saying that she didn't know it was illegal and that her intent was not to be obscene, shock, or offend people. She was only there to make art with a photographer, she says. Warnock does have a photography portfolio online, but nothing that will make you say, oh yeah, he's a nude art photographer. So, I don't know. What do you think about this? Then, we have the story of Lisette Calverio, a 26-year-old woman who decided to just dive right in with a fake it until you make it mentality, and in an attempt to become an Instagram celebrity, ended up with $10,000 in debt and no savings. Calverio would spend money on expensive clothes and accessories, photographers, and even plane tickets to a new location each month, all to appear to have a similar lifestyle to Instagram celebrities. She eventually gave up and managed to pay off her debt in 14 months. And if we look at her profile, she even managed to double her following with these stories. Our last drama story is this crazy coincidence. During a winter storm, photographer Ron Risman captured this photo of a lighthouse off the coast of Newcastle in New Hampshire. Well, actually, he took a bunch of photos, as one normally does, but this is the one he picked for publishing. It was then shared by a local TV station's Facebook page, where photographer Eric Gensen saw it and went, "Wait a second, that's my image," and presented this. Now, if you look at them side by side, you might think, oh, yeah, one of them stole an image. But no, Ron's image was made using a Canon 5D4, while Gensen's was made using a 60D. If you look a lot closelier, actually, you can see that there's a very minor perspective shift as well. As we're talking and trying to figure out how this was possible, it seemed like, by pure coincidence, both photographers snapped the picture at exactly the same time, about 90 feet away from each other, both using the same lens and the similar camera settings. Also crazy that they both chose to publish that one picture out of all the ones they took that day. Or maybe they just used a really long dual lead intervalometer trigger type thing, and this is all just a publicity stunt to gain some exposure. Where's my tinfoil hat? That's right, I forgot the prop. And finally, let's wrap up with a round of shorter news stories. Kessler Digital has released an accessory for the Second Shooter Plus setup that lets you use it as a wireless follow focus. Laowa has a new magic format converter. It is basically a reverse focal reducer that grows the EF glass projection circle for the Fuji GFX compatibility. Isn't that just a teleconverter? Yeah, kinda. Canon reportedly admitted that it is time to cannibalize on their DSLR line in order to stay competitive with mirrorless. B&H now has 3 Canon 200 and 200B camera kits. And Blue has released the Yeticaster bundle, comes with an arm and a shock mount. The Zcam K1 Pro is a Google BR180 certified dual lens camera. It's also cinematic. Laowa also has a new 25mm 2.8 lens that can do up to 5 times macro. That's a low-end microscope territory. On One Photo has a new update that adds tethering support and better noise reduction algorithms. Cosina has released 3 new Voigtlander lenses at CP+. Wait, did we talk about this? I think it was a rumor. Google's deep learning AI visual recognition algorithm is now built into the Google Photos app on Android. Go check it out. Parrot has added an automatic highlight reel editor to its FreeFlight Pro app. It only works with its drones, however. Wacom has released an update to their Intuos pen tablet lineup. Improved accuracy and even Bluetooth plus 60% battery life for some of their models is most notable. IRIX has launched their darkest ND filter yet, the Edge 32000. With this, you could do a 5-minute exposure at f16 on a sunny day, or so they claim. And DJI has dropped the price of the Mavic Pro, as some rumors of the second generation surface. There's also this article of a photographer's documentation of how his Sigma art-lens stabilization was behaving abnormally and ruining long exposures even when it was off. Sigma has told him this was normal though. And in case you want to test that for yourself, here is the full list of prices for the Art series that is now available on eMount. NovaFlex has new adapters for Nikon, Canon, and Zeiss glass to be mounted on a Hasselblad X1D. But even they admit that vignetting is kind of ridiculous. And lastly, check out this photographer's cool work with light painting with a drone and some landmarks. No wait, I lied. This is the last thing. We have a hashtag Neverland creator shoutout to make. This week, it's @Young1Photography. Go check him out on Instagram for shots like this. Don't forget to follow him if you like his work, and show him some support. Also, don't forget to use the hashtag Neverland creators on things you'd like us to check out, and possibly shout out on this segment. That's it for last week's episode. Hopefully it was not just old news, and if it was, I hope you enjoyed it regardless. Go ahead and give us a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the news and drama apparently. Hopefully I will see you all tomorrow, and then I will be back on Saturday. Then again, life is crazy, so who knows.